Okay, back at the tiny house, the tiny cabin, Jonathan's. And first thing I did this morning, I'm staying out with the kids again because the kids are off, the big kids are off to guard, so I'm watching the little kids again. So that gives me 3 days here. Yay, awesome, lots to do. First thing I did was move the goats. So I connected their 2 pins together this time. So we've decided this area back up behind to the side of Jonathan's house and behind the son's house. This is where we're going to do a great big garden come spring. So we're going to let the goats start prepping it. And I've been picking up rocks and moving, broken down wood and whatnot. So we'll take care of that. And then hopefully come spring, it'll be somewhat prepped for a garden. We'll probably have to I'm going to start laying in compost in areas. And we may have to, like do some keyhole or something. We'll figure it out, but we definitely have to have a garden this spring. We eat too many veggies and stuff to have to go to the store for it. And this is the first year, in fact, the first year in like 10 years, I had to actually buy garlic. It was sad. The order today in Jonathan's tiny house is I'm going to use these leftover pieces of cedar to use as the trim around the bottom of Jonathan's bathroom. So that'll be done. The toilet came yesterday, woohoo, like I said. So that's going to be another one of our goals today. I got the blade, so hopefully I can cut the ceiling. We'll just have to see how much I can do today. It depends on how the install with the toilet goes. So I'm looking forward to today. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure from here to here, and I'm going to measure twice because you know how it is. Measure twice, cut once. And I'll get that piece put in and then I'll go around. I've only got 3 sides to do, so it's not so bad. Wavy ones that I had left over from the top, so cut it to length, did exactly like I did the others, and fit it in there because it fits a little smoother, not all the big gaps. So on this one over here I'll use straight, and then this one over here I'll do the same thing. I have the curvy pieces cut and fitted in the bathroom, and now I just have this straight piece on the wall that has the wood on it. And in order to use, I want to cut it the same height, so I'm going to trim off right along this edge and then on the end to make it fit. If you can see it, but apparently when I was messing around outside and I slammed the screen door accidentally, I must have stirred up a nest of I don't know what they are, yellow jackets, hornets, whatever those things, wasps that want to sting you, and they are mad. Problem is my phone is out there. I don't know if you can see it. It's hooked up to the Renogy solar thing. So anyway, I'm going to see if I stay in here and keep quiet for a bit, if they'll go back to sleep. I've got some wasp spray, but don't know. So while they're doing that, I'm going to connect to the fuse for the power cable for the nature's head. Yes, excuse the mess, there's stuff everywhere. But I'm hooking up the power for the nature's head. I was going to put the vent through the wall, but since it's all metal on that wall, I was thinking, I think I'll actually go through the bottom, through the floor, because I think that's going to be easier in the long run. And I'm going to use this flange that came with it, and the fan's already in there, so it's nice. It looks like all I'm going to have to do is drill the hole through the floor, and then I will need to get a smaller pipe, PVC pipe, to go up in through the floor and connect up into there. Easy peasy. This is going to be easy. Okay, so the power connector is right here, where the little fan is attached. This hose is not actually on it when it arrives. It comes with it though. Everything is sitting in the tank. And so I went ahead and I connected the fused wire, and they do include it for the 12 volt. You don't need it. It comes with the 110 also, but if you're going to do 110, but like I said, I didn't run any power other than a light switch into the bathroom, and because I just figured it'd be safer with Jonathan. So 12 volt, hey, it's not going to be so bad if he happens to get it wet or something or does something, but like I said, just to be safe, we're talking about Jonathan here, and so I decided we'd go with solar on that. And you have this vent hose, this vent flange. That's so you can use it with a mushroom cap or just run it straight to PVC, and then put some you're going to want to put some screen over it to keep things out of it that shouldn't be in it. And then it also comes with this little spray bottle. Not sure what that's for. Maybe to, again, have no clue. And we got the spider handle just because of space. We'll have to see with Jonathan. We may need to switch that to something that's not a spider, to the other handle. We'll have to see how it works with him, but we decided to go with the space-saving option just in case. But we have plenty of room over there, so we may, if necessary, go to the other handle. There was also this little bag here, and it had the 12-volt wires along with the fused wire that you add, and it's got the L brackets that are going to attach it to the floor, and the cap for the urine tank. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and right like here, I said, and it's going to have some space back behind it because you need to have enough space behind it to be able to open the tank to slide it off of this, because it slides onto here where it connects. And I want to leave enough space on this side because this is where the handle goes, and like I said, if we choose to change to the other handle, then we can. So about right here, I'm going to slide the top back on, and we'll see how everything fits. Then that will give me space to store the battery and put the connection to go down through the floor back in here. Or I might even do it right back in here where you can't see it. So, I don't know. We'll see. And can you say wild and messy hair day? Because that's what I'm having, a wild and messy hair day. There's a little bracket back here. Whoops. It's not as hard as I'm making it out to be, believe me. This thing is pretty light too, so that helps. Yeah, there we go. So there we go. There we go. Alright, see. It's another reason why it'd be good if it's bracketed down, because then you don't have to worry about it sliding all over when you're trying to put it on. Okay, so I'm going to get it into the position that I want it. Oops, what happened here? Okay, that looks like about where it should be. I'm going to check again. So when I'm opening it and closing it, can I get it off and on? Yes, okay. So that's what we want to be sure, that you can get it off and on and not have any issues. See, then once I bolt it in, then like I said, then I can do adjustments from there. There's these L brackets, and they will screw down into the floor, and then there's these with some washers, so they'll just screw in. That way you don't unscrew them from the floor every time you need to empty your tank. You just undo this and lift the tank out, then everything else stays in place. So there we go. Let's go just like that. So now that I know where they'll go, well, I'm going to put the handle on too before I screw anything down. The handle, it comes with this little hex tool, which I'll probably keep with the battery in the same little box, so we'll know where it's at. And you loosen the bolt so you can connect it to the handle and it'll stay tight. Well, I say that obviously easier than it does. Well, I don't loosen the bolt apparently. Oh, there we go. Maybe I do. And we'll put it right on here, and then, oh yeah, we got plenty of space, no problem. No problem. Okay, so that's how the handle tightens on with the bolt, and now it'll stay on there. So let's see what's next. And if you'll see, I'll open this up, and spider handle turns the agitator, and that's where your coconut core and your other later solids will go, if you know what I mean. You can move and then you have space, is this handle, and I'll show you what it does. When you turn it down, it opens and closes, so that way you're not having as much arid smelliness. And it's not supposed to smell, but okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lift the toilet straight up. Well, I'm saying straight up. We're going to hope it's straight up. With me, you never know what it's going to be. And we have the brackets where we need them. So I'm going to screw those down into place. I've got one of each. Now I'm going to set the toilet in and see if they stayed straight or if it did something it shouldn't have done. Now let's see. I'll just pick it back up when we're done. Okay, let's see. Not too bad. Okay, so we have both of the brackets in. Hopefully they're still straight. Let's move the toilet. Oh, I guess it helped my knee wasn't in the way. Move the toilet and check again. Good on that side. Good on that side. All right, well, looks like we actually did it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drill the hole back here to vent down. But first I think I'm going to drill a pilot hole to make sure I'm not hitting anything. Actually, let me measure and make a reference so I can measure outside. I drew the actual big hole. I drew a pilot hole and it's all clear and good. So I'm going to drill the other hole, and then we'll put down the, I have a 1.5 inch hole saw here, so I'm going to attach that to the, man, it smells like burning when it does it. We have a hole. So let's put the flange down, and we'll put something on it temporarily to. So I'm going to put a little caulk on the bottom of this and stick it down, and then I'm going to actually put 2 screws in it to hold it in place. And until I get I'll put the screen on the outer pipe, but in the meantime I'm just putting this little piece of dry baby wipe that it'll let the air pass through still. So I'll put that in there, and that'll keep the bugs out in the meantime until I get that. Put the caulk in. I've got the little piece of baby wipe in there. It's all lined up with the hole. So now I'm just going to, oh, you know what? I think I'll pre-drill the hole so it doesn't slide around too much. There we go. Now, go ahead and screw that one in so I don't make a big mess here. And if you're wondering what the banging is on the other side, that's Pa doing some of Jonathan's wiring.
What?
I said if they wonder what the banging is on the other side, that's Pa doing Jonathan's wiring. Okay, so I got one side in, so now we're just going to put the other side in. And I pre-drilled that hole. And you know, when you use the right bit, it really makes a huge difference. So, there we go. and it helps if you line it up right. And for the other screw, I had the wrong bit. There we go. Now this just slips right on, and look at that, voila, we have ventilation. We just have to I have to charge the battery. I'm going to drill a little hole into the floor and run the wires for the solar panel back through there. And I'll put it in a little box so everything will be nice and neat looking. I won't have the wires hanging like they're hanging right there. But so that's all there is to the installation. We got 12 volt, we got the battery, we got that, and we got ventilation. So like I said, a little 1.5 inch PVC pipe coming from underneath the house on the back in, and one and done. All we got to do is put the coconut core in. Coconut core is in it, and it's ready to go. Ventilated. Like I said, the only thing I still need to do is get the solar panels out here and get those hooked up, and those will run Jonathan's bedroom lights area, run the little ventilation fan in here, and his charging station.